First discovered in June 1981, the AIDS virus can be traced back to the late 17th century. Since the AIDS epidemic of the 80s, this disease has been taking the lives of approximately 13,000 people every year in the U.S., some of whom were celebrities. Many Black actors lost their lives to the virus, and some became HIV positive accidentally. One actor was so ashamed of the disease that he hid the true cause of his death until his family revealed it posthumously.
You're HIV positive. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus.
Another actor contracted AIDS from a blood transfusion during surgery following a car crash. One of the greatest Black actors in the U.S. left this world too early. Born October 17, 1950, he was an acclaimed actor nominated for a Daytime Emmy, a Golden Globe, and an Academy Award at just 30. 16 years later, at the age of 46, Rollins passed away from AIDS and lymphoma complications. Howard Rollins grew up loving the performing arts. He was born and raised in Baltimore, but at the age of 20, he left his hometown and moved to New York City. He wanted to hit it big, but had trouble getting auditions the first few months. After a short rough patch, Rollins got his first Broadway audition.
And then I followed with 3 interviews, long auditions, and 2 screen tests.
More auditions followed, along with better roles. Being a serious actor, he wanted to focus on movies. He got to play Cole House Walker Jr. in Ragtime, a role for which he got an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor. Then came the role of Captain Davenport in A Soldier's Story. And, of course, how can we forget about Howard's role as Detective Virgil Tibbs on the police procedural TV drama In the Heat of the Night? This last role got him into a lot of trouble. While shooting season 3 in 1989 of In the Heat of the Night, Howard Rollins had to be admitted in an alcohol and drug rehabilitation center for 6 weeks. The cast and crew supported the actor's decisions and wanted him to get better. Everyone hid his substance abuse problems from the media, but word got out. By 1992, after shooting season 6 of In the Heat of the Night, Howard Rollins and his characters parted ways. 2 years prior, Rollins not only pleaded guilty to cocaine possession, but he also was arrested 3 times for driving under the influence. Unable to cope with all the bad publicity, CBS was forced to let Howard go. He came back for 3 episodes in season 7, but Rollins was never the same after that. At one point in his life, Howard even contemplated suicide. Despite being one of the most successful African-American actors of the 80s and 90s, Howard Rollins was fighting a massive storm inside. For the next 3 years, Howard Rollins accepted only 2 minor roles in a TV show and the movie Drunks before finally passing away. When the news first hit the media, Rollins' family hid the truth. They said their son passed away from a lymphoma complication. That was true, but only partially. You see, 6 weeks before his death, Rollins was diagnosed with AIDS. Because the gorgeous actor never married or had any children, rumors began circulating that he was secretly gay. To honor their celebrity citizen, the city of Baltimore unveiled a life-sized wax statue of Howard Rollins on October 25, 2006. It is currently displayed at the Great Blacks in Wax Museum. Born with an incredible talent for dancing, Gene Anthony Ray shot up in popularity despite a humble upbringing. He was born in Harlem in 1962. At the age of 17, little Gene felt drawn to the street dancers at block parties. He would become one of them from a very early age. He attended the High School of Performing Arts, but as his mother claims, this school was too disciplined for a kid like Gene.
Was always with the big guns, not with the kids. I didn't have a problem with the kids. Authority.
According to Gene, dancing is not something that he does. It's something that he is. As a young dancer, he was wild, creative, and original, a killer combo for Hollywood fame. That's why in 1989, he landed the role of Leroy Johnson in the popular film Fame. His character's fate was inspired by Gene's actual upbringing. After the movie broke the box office with $42 million on a budget of only $8.5 million, they made a popular TV show. Gene Anthony Ray reprised his role on the TV show for 5 years, and from 1982 until 1987, he was occupied with his new role. After the success of the show, Gene A. Ray started touring the UK with other cast members, performing for fans in 10 different venues. Ray fell in love with Europe. However, being a wild soul, Ray came late for work hundreds of times. He struggled with drug and alcohol addiction,
And I'm in love with the worst one, alcohol.
and he was finally written off the show once they found out his mother was put in jail for running a drug ring. Because of all these problems, Gene A. Ray worked on only a few projects after fame ended. Some of those included Carrie, a musical adaptation of the horror movie based on a book written by Stephen King. Ray provided the choreography for Whoopi Goldberg's Eddie, as well as a few commercials for Diet Coke and Dr. Pepper. But even these minor roles stopped after Ray was diagnosed HIV positive. After 6 years of struggling, Gene Anthony Ray passed away on November 14, 2003 from heart and AIDS complications. It was speculated that Gene was gay, but he never openly admitted it. During his last years, Gene lived in Milan with a pornographic actress, hoping to fulfill his dream of launching a dance school inspired by fame. Most people knew him as Dexter from Silver Spoons, the hilarious sitcom from the 80s that aired for 5 seasons. But behind the laughs, a storm was brewing. He was born on the island of St. Vincent in the Caribbean on July 15, 1952. His family later moved to Brooklyn, where Seals attended high school and got a 4-year Juilliard scholarship after famous actor John Houseman, the founder of the school's drama division, spotted his talents during an audition. His breakthrough role came in 1978 at the age of 26 when he portrayed Lieutenant Henry O. Flipper on The Trial of the Moat. He then starred in The Onion Field, where he played Jimmy Lee Smith, and later came his iconic sitcom role. When he appeared in episodes of Amen, the actor came down with a nasty cough. It became so severe that his work suffered. He could no longer work long hours on the set. A short time after that, Seals passed away from AIDS complications on May 14, 1990, at the age of 37. He was never married, and according to the director of Southern Comfort, Walter Hill, Seals was gay. Sharon Redd was born on October 19, 1945 in Norfolk. As part of a musical family, she became a musical director and producer at King Records. Her brother, Gene Redd Jr., and her half-sister, Penny Ford, were in the music industry as well. Wanting to further her career, in 1968, United Artists signed Redd, and quickly after, she produced 4 hit singles. Her popularity skyrocketed, and fate brought her to Australia. She got to star in the rock musical called Hair. Following the show's success, Redd began touring Australia, and the network even filmed a TV special. She also appeared as Sherry in Rhoda, a sitcom from the late 70s. Tired of acting, Redd went back to music. She recorded 3 albums and quickly became Prelude Records' most successful artist at the start of the 80s. As the 90s rolled around, her name faded from the spotlight, so she created a blueprint for a comeback. But as soon as she started implementing her plan, tragedy struck. She was diagnosed with AIDS, which weakened her immune system. One night, while Redd was performing, she stepped on broken glass and had to be hospitalized. Unfortunately, her body was unable to fight back, and Redd passed away in the hospital from pneumonia and AIDS complications on May 1st, 1992, at the age of 47. She had never been married or had any children. Today, she is recognized as the disco diva of the 70s and 80s and is honored by the National AIDS Memorial.
Who is that guy? And I'll be around.
Up there.
Up there.
Almost everyone knows Kevin Peter Hall, but they don't know it. You'll see what I mean. Born on May 9th, 1955, in Pittsburgh, Kevin was one of the tallest children in his neighborhood. Standing at a towering 7 feet 2 inches, Hall pursued a career in basketball in Venezuela. When he realized that wasn't going anywhere, he focused on acting. His acting debut came in 1979 when he appeared in the horror movie Prophecy. Because of his height, he was usually cast in superhuman and monster roles. His most popular role came in 1987 with a little movie called Predator, where he played the alien opposite Arnold Schwarzenegger. He also appeared in the 1990 sequel Predator 2.
He's off on a wild trip. This one is not doing what normal predators do.
As for his human roles, Hall played Warren Merriweather on 227. On the set of this sitcom, he met Elena Reed. Just like in the show, Kevin and Elena got married in real life in 1988. When Hall survived a car crash, he was taken to a hospital for a blood transfusion. Because of improper hygiene, Hall contracted and became HIV positive. He announced the news while starring as the lead in Harry and the Hendersons. Shortly after that, just a month before his 36th birthday, Hall died of pneumonia complications on April 10, 1991. After his death, Hall was inducted into the Penn Hills Hall of Fame. If you'd like to take a trip down memory lane and find out more about Black celebrities and their lives, subscribe to our channel.